Hello. Oh, okay. You know, I knew I was forgetting something. It was literally, I'm always forgetting something. I'm always forgetting something. One of these days, I'll actually remember every single thing. But today's not the day. But yes, welcome on in again, Jared. Your brain chemistry rewards. This is probably on the deeper side. I've screwed up. You know, I feel like anyone who plays Factorio, that's probably a fair statement because let's see here. Oh, there we go. That's weird. I don't know why that didn't show up. Anyway. Yeah, I don't know why that didn't show up at first. That was a little strange. But yeah, anyone who plays Factorio and such, I could probably say. But yes. But yeah, welcome back everyone. I hope you guys are having a nice Friday. I don't remember what day it is eventually. A wonderful Friday. It's time for the weekend, thankfully. Today we'll be working on as I said, just a little bit of brainstorming for the first game here. I've written down a little bit more since I last had anything shown on stream. I'm basically working on finalizing something like I guess you'd say like the foundation for the plot. And then once I kind of get that nailed down, I'll have a little bit more of a sense of direction to begin working on something in Godot at that point. Because there's not much for me to do, in game engine. If a lot of it's kind of, based on just theory at the moment, right? But yeah. By the way, on still talking about Factorio, Jared, I absolutely love watching new people get into Factorio, or at least like people who are more inexperienced when it comes to Factorio, because it's just, I don't know, it's just so much fun watching people like try and solve problems for the first time and whatever else. It's always such a yeah, exactly. Like it's just so much fun to watch someone solve a problem for the first time. It's just a blast. But anyway, so let's see here. Have you played a lot of? Do you play horror games, Jared, or are you just kind of? Do you play more stuff just like Factorio and stuff like that? Hmm. Absolutely not. Yeah, that's fair. Fair. I know horror games are probably are not like a lot of people's cup of tea. So I get that. The only reason I play horror games is, well, I enjoy, I guess I enjoy it from like a technical perspective and stuff, and like what people have created. But typically, shy type, perfect for Factorio and stuff. Perfect for Factorio and stuff. Horror games amplify that really bad levels. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, horror. Like I said, I can understand not wanting to play horror games and stuff. Definitely have to be in the mood, and it's because like I said, I like playing them from like a technical perspective and just game dev, I guess you'd say, perspective and stuff. It's always cool to see what people make and how they kind of I guess executed the idea, or rather, I guess a better way to phrase it would be their execution of the idea. Um, but yeah. Should be able to see this okay, so that's good. I'll leave it like this because I think you can see this fine, so. I was kind of wondering if you like Subnautica. Yes, I played Subnautica. I love Subnautica. Absolutely. What an experience, though. I don't have thalassophobia, but It's a crazy game. It's a really cool game. That game definitely instills some very strong feelings of like I just should not be down here. I shouldn't be doing this. Especially when you hear the notorious line of like ecological dead, entering an ecological dead zone. Multiple Leviathan class, things, entities detected. Are you sure whatever you're doing is worth it? Like, it's still a very chilling line. But yeah, I really liked Subnautica. I played Below Zero as well, and Below Zero was fun. So. To be really short. How many hours do I have on it? It definitely felt shorter than normal Subnautica. So I have 27 hours. Yeah, I have 56 on Subnautica. Then again, I think I may have replayed it. Because I think I played it once before like they actually came out with the official ending. I don't know. That actually may not even be true. They may have come up with the... Yeah, because I played it before they came out with the Subnautica Living Large update. And so like that redid a lot of stuff, I think. No, they just improved, like, I guess they fixed a lot of things and whatever, but... Yeah. So I didn't play it before then, but... I have a game with a fire reporting station? Really? Wait, what is that one? Pretty good song. Trying to remember the name. Have you ever seen or played the game Firewatch? I like that. That game was very cool. The story was... I think the story was well done because it made me feel not great. I don't know, like... Yeah, the outcome of the story I did not like, but I think that's because the story was, I guess, engaging enough. Like the game did it in a way that was engaging enough that it actually made me like care about it to an extent, Maybe it was that one, I'm not sure. Firewatch was pretty cool though. It's not the one I played, just remember the trailer, so. Oh, not one you played, gotcha. Yeah. I haven't played Firewatch either. I think I watched someone play it. Been a long time. So let's see here. I guess we'll call this personal communication yet too. I'll have to come back to that later. Arriving the weather student. Do we even call tablets PDAs anymore? I don't know. I thought I was trying not to use PDA because it's like it's so widely used and it feels so overused and stuff. So I was like, oh yes, personal communication unit. I mean, very original, but I don't know. I'm not really sure what I would want to call it, but basically, like my inspiration was kind of like this. Oops, let me control click. Something like this where like, it's like a little mobile dish that you set up and, we broadcast the, I don't know why I have PRU instead of PCU, but something kind of like this, in terms of, something that you'd have to like kind of set up in order to receive, I guess you'd say, communicate back to base, which in this case will just be the city of Alacrity. But Star Trek calls, oh, they actually call theirs a communicator. Interesting. Yeah, I don't want. It does. I won't say it feels tacky because I don't think it necessarily feels tacky, but it It feels a little strange to say like personal something unit. Like it's just because you've heard it so many times. But for now, I just stuck it with personal communication unit because that's what it really is. Hello, Gexico. How's it going? Here, let me bless you, Gexico. By the way, there you go, Gexico. That is the new item. Yes, I was gonna inform you. That is the new item. I figured you were gonna be looking. You're also blessed because Jared is not enlisted, but that's okay. You got it 4 times. Okay, you got it 4 times. Okay, that's pretty rare. That's pretty rare actually. Um, so yeah, I don't know if you got to read it. I hope you got to read it in time, Gaxico, but it said net wealth times 4. It's because my 5 loves you exactly. I'm going to assume that you understand what that means. Yeah, a nice yes. Is it supposed to be ground based relay stations? Um. Oh, you mean like as opposed to like satellites or something? Yes. Yes. Yeah. Um. So my idea for this place is that I understand nothing, and that's how I like it. It's immersion at its finest, right, Gaxico? Um. My idea for this is that it's we have not yeah, like this basically the city alacrity is this place is a advanced it's advanced technologically. So something along the lines of hams radio. Yeah, there are ham radios. Yeah. Not ham's radio. I don't know what ham does with his radio, but although if it's ham radios, at some point it was ham's radio. Um my idea is though is that this is a and speaking sorry I'm having trouble trying to find the words in terms of technology it's an advanced place. That said, it's advanced more so in the terms that it's kind of like a I guess I could say like a steampunkish thing where things are advanced, but they're also like some things are kind of more manual. Maybe they're more bulky, but there are still like futuristic advanced stuff. Where like maybe something like Star Trek. You may have like a little chip thing that is like some super intelligence or whatever. Like, or it can do a lot of things. Like that exists in the world in this world. But that is something that is much closer to like that's something that's much more like kind of secretive and stuff. Um, in this fictional world, Star Wars like and such as the pods. I guess you could think of it more like Star Wars, where like there's a lot of advanced stuff, but there's a lot of things that you do like manually in Star Wars. Yeah, that's a good point, I guess. Such as the pods. What exactly mean by pods? Are you talking about like the vehicles and stuff? Or do you mean oh, you're talking about like fighter pods. Oh, pod racers. Ah, yeah. 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 Basically that's I'd say that's exactly kind of like the idea. Yeah. Yeah. Slapdash, yeah, yeah. Like so stuff like that where it's it's more like I don't even think rusted would be like the right word, but yeah, I mean you get the idea. And so in this kind of same vein, that's why you have like a dish that you set up, that we would send you with whatever else, and that's why you would actually need to communicate back home, and you need to do so, kind of doing like the little bit older fashioned radio style. Redneck engineer would be your go-to term. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah. Um. Yeah. Um. Um. But I really like the idea of like a lot of like analog technology. There's just something about it. There's something about having to interact with some piece of technology, whatever else, to I guess you could say achieve some outcome. Whether it be dialing something physically, you're trying to actually tune in, onto a station or frequency, things like that. I really like that kind of concept instead of just being like, oh, I could press a button and do whatever. Nicholas said he didn't even know if you were gonna play whatever today. I love the 10 out of 5 gave you debt. How you doing, Tay? I'm happy that your other friend was able to help you with your IT problems. Tay, no, don't even get this stream request, this collab. Is this just a recurring theme now that you're gonna forever request to you're gonna forever request? How did this even start? Why did you even start this? I don't get it. Every time you're live, yeah, that's fine. Lord. Anyway, um, the other friend was me, man. Sorry, whenever you mentioned you got an old request, yeah, it's of course it's my fault. Of course it's my fault. But yeah, I like the analog kind of style, technology a lot. You wouldn't just be able to like press a button and it would like do all this kind of stuff for you. There would be cases where that would happen, and terminals, whatever else that you'd interact with. I think it'd be cool in this specifically if you had to type some things or something. Um, I think it provides a lot of opportunities for immersion and stuff too. Whenever you're actually engaging, like you're using something like that, and you have to actually do things to in order to like complete something or like send a message. It wouldn't just be like it wouldn't be as simple as like clicking it. It'd be like, okay, I don't know. I digress. I don't really know where I was going with that as much, but yeah. Nicholas said you were gonna play. I'm thinking about it for sure. Yeah. If I play it, then I'll tomorrow. I can give it a go tomorrow. I guess. What time are you gonna be on tomorrow, Tay? Oscilloscope output where you have to align the signal so it turns more waveform from static. I always like that kind of stuff too. Have you seen Voices of the Void? I think it's called Voices of the Void. If you play, I'll play. Okay. Let you know I set alarm. Alright, sounds good. I mean, I could be on basically any time, probably past like 6, 7 p.m. my time, so. You have not. So Voices of the Void is do you know Half-Life and stuff? Like the Half-Life games. The reason why I ask is because they are built in the Source engine. Voices of the Void is built in with the Source engine as well. So of Half-Life's universe, gotcha. So it doesn't have like a Steam page or anything because as far as I'm aware, it's just yeah, it's not like a sold game or anything. It's just like it's still being actively developed as far as I'm aware. It hasn't had an update in a while, but yeah. But one of the things you do in that game is like you actually have to dial things in, whatever else. So yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah. I love that kind of stuff. Yep. Yep. Yeah, I love that kind of stuff. Let you know now though. Yeah, I mean, anytime past 6 to 7, I'm good, Tay. So just have to let me know. You went closer? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Nearly aligned. Yeah. Yeah, I like that kind of stuff a lot. Is Arc similar to Factorio? That is a good question, Gaxico. Unfortunately, I'm gonna say unfortunately not. It is not. No, it's like Tarkov. It's an extraction shooter. It looks pretty cool. That's the whole reason I was even considering giving it a go, is because they've also been pestering me about playing a PvP game with them for a while. So, what better way to do it than that, right? Um. Um. Dish. Frequency. Say like frequency matching or something, maybe. Not really sure how I want to describe that. Cool. Yeah, thanks, David. Thanks, Jared. You know why? You know why I think I even said that? Why I called you David is because David always uses the same like chat color. I think maybe his is a little bit brighter white, or maybe that's just my screen. I'm not sure. But I think that's why I said that, which is really funny. Literally, in my mind, I'm like, "Yep, chat color." Like, okay, that's what I'm telling. That's what I'm gonna tell myself at least. All right. So I just doxed Jared actually in my bed. I don't think we need you anymore. You didn't help me last night when I needed you most. What was the problem, Tay? David Plummer? Yeah, he makes good videos. I like his stuff. Some trubs for radios, ionosphere, and magnetic anomalies. Yeah, I'd like the storm to influence your ability to communicate back home. Because my idea is that at a certain point, a storm is gonna come, um, and storms in the forest, which is where this weather station is gonna be, are not something you'd like. You want, not something you'd want to be in. You ever see the video? The video of the winds in the Antarctic. I'm not sure what exactly you're referring to. Yeah, Windows 11. Yeah, did you install a 25H2? Because that's coming up. Why'd they make you swap? Oh yeah, so you finally swapped, I guess. Are you talking about like the how it almost looks like a mist or something? Like from the science stations out there that have category storms, which they say would be impossible to have outside. Gotcha. That would be a great source of. That would be some great material to actually look at, wouldn't it? No, I have not looked at that. Ah, yeah, they have like. Well, they're okay. I mean, I'm familiar with like hurricane categories in terms of wind speed, but do they actually have like a? They call it condition one. Interesting. That's a cool way to describe it, actually. I like category too because category. I don't know how other people feel in the world. Like, I know for me, especially as like someone who's lived for their whole lives, category one, like category, like in the number carries a lot more like it carries so much emotional weight to it when you hear it because you're like right away it describes how intense a storm is to you, and so you're like, okay, well, and not only that, but like just the fact that there is one, you buy us 3 times to change it. Troubleshooting this dollar 1.5 hours. Good lord. Yeah. Oh, that's what you're having problems with. Yeah. There's 22H2. That's sorry, 25H2 that's out now, and I'm gonna try and not install it for a while just to see what people say about it. I know it's probably gonna be. There's probably gonna be something about it. It's gonna come out. Watch her open the door 43 seconds. Okay. There. Edition 1 weather. Oh yeah, I think I've seen this video. Man, 19 years ago? Yeah, I think I've seen this actually. This exact video. It's crazy stuff. One thing that always was crazy to me is that there was snow somehow getting in still. Definitely potato camera, yeah. Yeah, it's just crazy to me that there's like actually like snow on the inside. It's a double door system. Yeah, I mean it obviously has to be at that point, right? Yeah. That's just crazy stuff. Super common in super cold air or common in super cold areas. I guess that makes sense because you want some form of airlock or something so that way you don't have to worry about, losing temperature and stuff like that as much. But yeah, that's super. It's crazy. It's scary stuff. It's absolutely terrifying. Um, because my original idea was to have this in a cold area. Because one of the reasons we would have the weather stations was because we actually wanted to monitor how things have gone having since terraformed, and so originally it would have been like a frozen kind of wasteland. Um, and there's something about cold, snowy places, that feel very like desolate, kind of isolated. But I think this was going to end up being like a what would be like a good way to describe it. I don't really know exactly what the surrounding area is going to look like, which I'm going to need to figure out because the you will be able to see, you know, the surrounding area a little bit. Or yeah, you know a guy who serviced radio towers. He said once on a ship they keyed up a radar or radio where he was way too close to it, and it caused his vision literally go black and white for a second. Good God, that's crazy. That's that is so horrible though. Oh my God, man, that's insane. I mean, I guess in a way, yeah. Like I mean, it's gotta be crazy to be that close to something that powerful too. You know, man. That's kind of crazy. So they get to hear fun mechanic outside the game. It makes you listening, having vision issues. Yeah. Little did you know, it was all man-made. It was all man-made too, though. It. Oh God, it was the cell towers all along. Fluffy, how's it going? It's good to see you. Welcome on in. So outside the game makes you listening or have vision hearing issues. Yeah. One of the biggest themes I wanted to have in the forest and stuff were like hallucinations and hearing, seeing things, stuff like that. Auditory and visual hallucinations. I would like to do that. That would be kind of funny though. Like you turn on the freaking you turn on the weather station and like it affects your vision for just a second or something. You're like, oh nice. This has to be healthy. It's a personal equipment upstairs. And one of the personal order. Have the game randomly reverse controls. Yeah. Yeah, that would be yeah. Yeah, the reverse control sucks so much, man. Yeah, that would be cool. Something something to alter. Needs to be really short, yeah. Well, you know what's funny is that like did that just happen? Yeah. Well, then the problem happens that people are like, "Hey man, this game's garbage. My controls randomly don't work." And it happens only for a split second. But like the controls get all screwy. But like, listen, man, that's not a bug, it's actually a feature. I'm sorry to say. So I guess in level progression, this case would just it would all be the same level. So we would break it down more into like chapters. Chapter 1, arrival. Yeah, game takes place all in the same level. Um, that's a little bit of a deeper kind of statement because would it be fun to have a visual phenomenon happen where they start seeing into the ultraviolet and the game needs to see certain clues or something? So like things exist outside of like our visible spectrum of light, and you have to use like equipment or something in order to actually see it. The storm causes it. Like it's locked in a certain level. Level of storm you're talking about, or level is in like stage of gameplay? Area, we'll just say area. Weather station. It's been a long time since I've had to use colons correctly when writing, and I don't remember exactly how to use them. I believe that's how you use them. Can use them that way. Either I don't know what you intend here. Yeah, that's fair. Well, for this specifically part, in terms of like level progression and pacing, because all I'm doing right now is trying to fill out the GDD, the game design document. People say it's a great thing to do. I would agree. I've never filled one out before. I haven't seen a lot of GDDs actually filled out. I'm kind of going off of what I think I should put in these sections to have some kind of foundation by which to actually start working on, really like develop something. So in this case, because there's no real level progression, I mean, there could be. You could like be teleported to some other place, while something's happening or whatever, right? I think my idea at the moment is that it's all going to just take place within the same area. Things are just going to change a little bit. So there's no real level progression, but there is pacing, that will be involved. And that's why I'll put, maybe like chapter 1, and then we'll have chapter 2 and so on. Kind of help me break it down, in my mind of how things are actually going to progress. Station back down 9. Got it right 9-1. So we'll say chapter 3. Monitor. Chapter 4. The storm. Yeah, I like that. Hello, Skella. Hi, welcome to Chili's. Hi, welcome to Costco. I love you. I know, TinBears gave you debt. That's unfortunate. I don't know why. I guess I think TinBears is not a fan of Chili's apparently, so at least you know that now. I'm not sure what happened at Chili's to make TinBears upset, but apparently something. How are you doing though, Skella? It's good to see you. It disapproves of the lack of punctuation. Yeah, maybe so. He's TinBears is very punctual. Two or 3 days. Okay, just watched the premiere of My Hero Academia Bridge episode 5. Nice. How was it? I'm doing well, thanks for asking. I didn't know what I was gonna do today. Funny enough, I was watching okay, I don't think he's He's not streaming anymore, but I was watching Hypnotic Games. And do check him out. Super nice guy. Um and I was watching him code a little bit, and I was like, ooh, this is making me want to code. This is making me want to work at least on well, it's making me want to code specifically. Unfortunately, I can't be coding yet. Coming soon, right? So I was like, all right, I should work on the game a little bit. Made me feel motivated, so that's what they say, right? Surround yourself with those who will motivate you and stuff, right? Really, really good. It's the My Hero abridged. It's something Witty Entertainment is doing in every abridged series they do. It's hilarious, but they're doing really goofy shit with it. My Hero Academia. This is true. This is true. If I was surrounded by floof, I'd get nothing done. Yeah, yeah. It can be very easy to. It it's easy to forget how important that actually is. It's it's like it's like how what did they say about it? Basically, if you want something, envision yourself having it already, or being it already. If you want to become wealthy, like envision, feel and act as if you're already wealthy. Maybe there's some exceptions to that and stuff, but it's kind of like put yourself basically like trying to, or already put yourself in the shoes of the person you'd like to become, or whatever kind of behavior you'd like to adapt. And I can definitely understand why people say that, because it's really true. It's very easy to say I'll do it tomorrow, or I'll wait. I'm very guilty of it myself, but it's good to go ahead and get started. Got to get the momentum. Maybe instead the days like this, we just don't even care about days. How to say tasks. Yeah, I think that's fine. Actually, we'll keep this here. Just I like how I said day 3 night. It's a little awkward to say that way, but so let's join this here, and we'll say mascot at night with sirens, starts firing, etc. The player will be woken up by blaring. Yeah, I think that's fine. Upon the 3rd night, yeah, exactly. See me moving my cursor in circles? I don't. Can you guys actually see that when I move my cursor in circles? Are any mystery creatures planned? Mystery creatures? So paranormal, yeah. This is definitely kind of the theme I'd be going for. Alien visible, yeah. So one of the things that I enjoy the most and find the scariest is when you do not know what it is that's out there. It's just like maybe if you're scared of the dark, or kind of like thalassophobia. You're in the ocean. Anything could be below you. Anything could be around you. Anything could be in that dark room. You don't know because you can't see. You just don't know because your senses cannot perceive it. And so I like playing off that concept a lot, in theory at least. I haven't actually created something that really plays off that concept yet, but I do really like that concept because, again, as soon as you give the person to something to be afraid of, like, at least I'm this way. As soon as I've seen a creature in a game, a horror game, or maybe it's just like a survival game or something, and there are wolves, and you have to fight back against the wolves or something. Now that you know that there are wolves, you're like, okay, well, your mind automatically goes in this mode of thinking about how to best deal with that situation, and kind of being like, okay, what do I know about wolves? Extrapolation, whatever else, right? If you don't know what it is, you can't do that. Your mind is just stuck in this process of, I don't know what it is, therefore, how am I supposed to outsmart it? How am I supposed to best survive and protect myself given the situation that I'm in, with said creature, entity, or whatever. So I would definitely want to play up that concept where you don't really see stuff. There are noises. There are maybe kind of like brief mirages or glimpses of something, so you can't actually tell what it is. You just know that there's something there. So it still gives you something to kind of latch onto. But yeah, specifically like noises and stuff. I absolutely love games that have really good sound design. I hope, I aspire rather to achieve a level of sound design that is, people really, really enjoy. So yeah, I would put a heavy emphasis on, sounds and atmosphere and stuff like that. Go full Cthulhu with energy tendrils spreading out from a central point, starting point, which they have to be dealt with to get the portal or whatever to close. Yeah. Oh God, yeah. Could very, very, yeah. It could definitely get very I wouldn't say ethereal, but yeah. Okay, what is that called? Lovecraftian, get very Lovecraftian with it, yeah. I do like Lovecraftian horror a lot, stuff like that. Because again, it comes down to like concepts and everything, and things that are difficult for us to understand. And it kind of comes back to, again, the like primal feeling of us as a human, of like, we don't know how to survive the situation because we can't understand the situation. If you understand something, you know how to, play around it, whatever, right? You know how to deal with it. So like specifically on night 3, when they're, you have like the encounter with the horde of anomalies or something, these would be radar blips. These wouldn't actually be things that you see. These would actually just be like blips on the radar. And you would watch as the turrets fire stuff, and they would be cleared. Now, an idea I had was maybe one gets through. So you just watch this last red dot after all the turrets are, gone or, used up. And you just watch this one radar dot enter the I guess you'd just say the grounds, enter the actual inside of the wall, the perimeter. And at that point, you actually have to deal with it. Like it becomes more of like a survival horror where there's something kind of actively hunting you. I think that'd be cool. I actually didn't write that down here. I guess I should. But that is an idea. It's not concrete of whether or not I want something to there'd be like one blip that makes it through. But problem fears loss of autonomy, separation, injury. Yeah. Well, that's what I wanted. Where because I guess one of the benefits of actually being able to radio back is exposition. You're actually able to have some interactions and dialogue and stuff that explains things, or like at least you radio back and you're like, hey man, I heard some like weird noises and stuff. Like I thought you said that there's nothing out here right now, and they're like, yeah, there's nothing out here. Don't. It must have been the trees. There's something dumb, like it's something obviously like this is a script that the guy on the other side is following of like, yeah, if they're freaking out, just tell them it must have been the wind, whatever, right? Yeah. Ever played Limbo? Yeah. Yeah, I played I think I played Limbo. I know I played Limbo, but I think I played it like 3 or 4 years ago, maybe. It's been a while. I finished the game though. Limbo's really cool. Remember the green bug? Yeah, when it sticks in it's the green bug that goes in your head, right? That you got to get like, or did that one reverse your controls? As a loss of autonomy, yeah, yeah, yeah. That kind of stuff's crazy. Definitely scary. Let's see. So, whether or not there's a counter with a horde of enemies or anomalies. Oh my god, this word wrapping is messing me up. Did you say you had played Factorio back when there was the alien, like alien science and stuff that you got, Jared? When you'd kill a base and stuff, very early on. Can't remember if you said you played that long ago, if it was more recent. I don't remember if I asked you or not. That was a long ago. Gotcha. Yeah, I had Factorio back then, but I didn't. Funny enough, I don't know why, but I never really. I didn't get super deep into it, even though I absolutely loved the game. Although the game looks a lot better now than it did back then, but I think that was part of the reason. But yeah, I know 2018, but didn't really play until 2020. Yeah, that's fair. That's yeah. I'm not sure why I didn't really play it, but I didn't. Oh, the Twitch ads got to roll here, so I'll get up and refresh my water because it is actually kind of hot back here right now. So I'll get some water. I'll be right back. All right, I am back. Thanks for waiting here. Didn't you? Let's see. I never do my actual like core concept piece. So day 3, that's the night. Yeah, that's what happens. I guess night 1, night 2, night 3. Yeah, it'd be good to, yeah, so night 3 is when this happens. Yeah, so this would be day 4. Yeah. On the fourth, or the 4th day. Station notifies the player of incoming storm. Say 4th morning. So I wanted to specifically be in the morning, but upon the 4th morning, the station. Ooh, you know what? Let's say 4th day. Let's see. The player wakes up on the 4th day. It's just yeah, let's say that, and then the actual like level. I don't know where you'd actually like. I guess I don't know. I don't know if you'd put this here. What the player wakes up later than usual due to sleep. To dealing with the anomaly event last night. During the night. Okay. Upon waking up. Wakes up on the 4th day, later than usual. Okay, upon waking up, the station notifies player of incoming storm. Once awake, say once awake, the player realizes there are station notifies incoming. Let's see. Okay. That these are options. Salt team. Okay. Um. Hello, Meeps. How's it going? Good evening. Good to see you. Off to mining. Gonna go to the gym. Gonna pump some tin. Maybe that's not the best phrasing. Okay. I need to figure out what I'm actually gonna like. I guess I could always make it where it's not even like a I guess this could be more of like a chapter based thing. So it could be like, you know, chapter 1, the weather station or something. So it's actually just like, yeah. Interesting. Just my random thinking, just me randomly thinking about the naming of this because if it's, you know, weather station's very vague, very generic. Gameplay mechanics of features. Uh, I don't even think there's anything for me to put down level features, so level progression pacing, menus HUD, navigation objective. Put that down there maybe. Although that's user interface, but that's fine. We can figure that out. Anything that interfaces with the user, I guess, would be technically UI. All right. Welcome back, Jared. Such a good song. Oh, it feels redundant to have a gameplay objectives category yet. Yet have level progression pacing? Well, I guess not. Never mind, because this is like general. Yeah. Yeah. Although this is, I don't know what level features be instead. It'd be kind of be like what happens here, I guess. Should really version control this. Got to start committing my things. Kind of mechanic. Make it a bot, give it a funny name. What, the bot? Like you play the bot or what? Oh, are you talking about this? Oh no, in a Montana voice it just tells you the program, like the old cars, ODP2. Oh, do some of these read it out to you? Or, oh, you're just saying like on the actual screen? You're talking about just on the actual screen, right? Problem located censored. Yeah, yeah, okay. That's true. Hey, I have to read some error codes. I actually do. I already have to read some error codes. Time to do some real life. Time to do some real life. Real life experiments. That would be cool, actually. That would be really neat. To actually have something. Yeah. To actually have something that like you plug in, kind of like the error code things, where it actually just spits out back to you like what it is, because it feels very like. It feels very like it feels very mechanical. It has like a level of technology to it of like, hey, there's something, there are like sensors, there are things that have like already, like this stuff's been identified for you, but you still need to like do like a more primitive kind of thing to actually read it. I mean, it's connecting another device to it, but to read it, but like you still have to do that, For real OBI codes, P4000 is usually manufacturer made. Typical ones would be sensor out of range, open circuit detected, short detected. Interesting. So is it P4000 to like to another number, or is it P4000 as like is it just like always P4000 and then like the description? Sure. Yeah, I can look it up. Oh, interesting. So I see all the way through P0 to P3499. So maybe that's why you're like you're saying where like 4000 is just anything Man, it is insane to me. It is absolutely insane to me how many codes there are. It's crazy. And then there are the manufacturer specific ones. Interesting. Very interesting. So there are yeah, because it goes. There are no like 1,000 range ones, I guess. Like maybe the 1,000 range is kind of like the 1,200 range is reserved for manufacturers. Like so, yeah. It kind of looks like that. Yeah, yeah, 1,000 above. Interesting. That's pretty cool. Hear me out. I come up with my own convention. What could go wrong? I mean, I probably would want to though, in terms of like a immersion for like a fictional world, right? So got the Iceman. Um. So yeah, that'd be kind of cool. Some mechanics and features. So like it would we could do like it's three mechanics and features. So one of the mechanics would be um because what does the acronym stand for? For what? OBD. Onboard diagnostics. Oh, okay. Well, that makes complete sense then. Yeah. Yeah, I was thinking. I couldn't remember what the actual acronym stood for. So OBD is just that. Then OBD2, I guess, is just. So I guess this is OBD2. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I was thinking it was OBDII, but then I mean, technically, I'm not wrong if I say II, right? But yeah, I could literally just like look at something in here and be like, ah, yeah. Typically, the scanner goes to a mode, a protocol to get information from the system. Yeah. Well, yeah, because don't you usually have to like you like plug it in. At least I know how to do this for the from one of the cards I worked on. I did it on, and it's where you plug it in, and then you turn the key, not to start it, but all the way as far as you can without trying to turn it over, and then you have and then you actually start trying to like I can't remember. It's been long enough. I don't remember what you actually have to press to do it other than just read, or if it just straight up reads it. But it's crazy. There's so much stuff out there. So much stuff out there, man. The lights on the dash flash. It's OBD1. Interesting. Like that's a way to actually tell if it's like that standard. It's like 2-digit code. Interesting. Hmm. Guess I didn't need that many codes back then. Hmm. 10 or 15. Oh, there's the EOBD, which is the European equivalent of OBD2. And there's also an EOBD2. Marketing speak. JOBD for Japan. And there's ADR for Australian Design Rule, which is the Australian's OBD standard. Interesting. I always wonder what it would be like if we had more like global conventions and stuff, instead of having like, obviously it's probably not very feasible, right? Like there's just so much going on in different places in the world, but like it'd be very interesting to think about if there were like more international standards and like ways of doing things. Like it wouldn't matter if you like got a car from like imported from another country or like domestically or whatever. Like it would literally be like if that code read out this number, whatever is like this code on a different car, it'd be the exact same code. Or if that car had that, but yeah, that'd be crazy. How are things crosstalk already, dude? I can't imagine the amount of work people have put in. It's inspiring. How much work people have put in just to try and make that kind of stuff, man, compatible. And like, oh my god, I know I've been exposed to some of it just from like a coding perspective of seeing people trying to create things that are compatible, more like universally compatible and stuff like that. It's crazy. Corporations trying to like proprietary stuff, and or if they're not want to work with other people. Yeah, you're talking about like right to repair and stuff. Yeah, sure. Nowadays the tool is CAN bus, which is like a mini network protocol. Interesting. Yeah, some of the older cars and stuff are always really cool to see because like they're so mechanical and stuff that you can just you can work on them from that standpoint where it's a machine to be troubleshooted. Like it's basic level and stuff, rather than having a bunch of computer controlled processes and stuff like that. Right repair may be dead. Yeah, manufacturers have soft locked everything, so repairs nearly unattainable. Yeah, or you got to pay the subscription. Or hey, you want you want something to work still? Yeah, well, don't forget your $50 monthly subscription. Are we gonna have a gun? I don't think so. I don't think so. I didn't think about that. I thought you would just have like tools or something. It kind of makes sense that you'd have something to protect yourself with, but I don't know. Really old school, you could just see what was called an engine analyzer. This looks like an old charger or something, like battery charger. What? Oh yeah, it actually does do like voltage and stuff, huh? Feast your eyes on this ancient thing, huh? Interesting. Yeah, they're God, dude, it's crazy, isn't it? Like how different things were. It's so interesting to me how like this is the kind of stuff I really like too. Like it feels very analog, It's just there's no digital. There's nothing digital to it. It's just all analog. It all feels very basic, Even if it's complicated because of how much working obviously when doing stuff like that. But man, dwell time meant something. Is the storm going to create EMP pockets? The player has to deal with restarting machinery. Well, if there were more mechanics that were going to be revolved around, or if like mechanics were going to revolve around the turrets and stuff, I'd say that's definitely an idea. But I feel like for the turrets and stuff, it'd probably just be like kind of a one-off thing, right? I feel like the turrets are there to serve the purpose of, I feel like the turrets are there to serve the purpose of building tension, of like you're running, you've run out or whatever. It is analog and is set up to help you get timing right in old ignition systems. Yeah, that's crazy. That's super cool stuff. I always like looking at the older stuff. It's really neat. That's one of the reasons why I even wanted to do it the way all this stuff, inspired me is, the older kind of style of doing all that. Very cool. So we could say like onboard diagnostic reader. Because we could just call it an OBD reader. I mean, there's nothing wrong with even just saying that, because that's literally just... I like it whenever you use kind of familiar terminology as well for some things. Although I could come up with my own codes or something just for fun. Some kind of standard, but... It could also... Oh, well, yeah. Stuff I used back in the day. Did you do a lot of like car repairs and stuff, or did you just or is it just stuff that you've had the experience of using? So you can break the convention with codes like alpha number, yeah. Oh really? Oh man, okay, so big into cars, and I got you. I've already just gotcha, yeah, man. Yeah, it's that's cool. Yeah, I like I said, I love the older cars and stuff. It'd be cool to have one that actually put some, be able to kind of troubleshoot. Because in my eyes, it's a lot like a program. The older cars and stuff, where it's more it's easier to see, the it's easier to see the it's easier to see the independent things that are working. I think I screwed up my lighting, Nicholas. How dare you do this to me? There we go. I wonder why it actually yeah, I actually don't know why that I'm gonna have to write that down. Rakesh, write that down. I'll write it down. Fix flashbang hot reverting lighting. I have to fix that for sure. Don't you dare. Don't you dare, Death Note. Yeah, there you go. I love it. And you're 2 million in debt, Nicholas. Yes. Holy. This scholar said my cow was charged for 70 just now. I did sub. Well, did it renew, Rakesh? Did it renew? You make the thing called you fix it instead of I fix it? That'd actually be great. Oh yeah. Dude, trust me on this. There was a sweet spot in cars for technology stuff. The old 40s and 60 cars had a lot of issues. Yeah, I can. Okay, that makes sense. I'm sure, where things got to a point where manufacturers and stuff had more experience, and they learned from a lot of things, and and but also before the digital kind of age. Um, 10 hours start the game. Don't bet on it. That's true. My grandfather's older force needed timing and valves done like every 10K miles. That's insane, really. Man, that's a lot of maintenance. So, I resubbed. Maybe refresh. Imagine taking apart an engine in nearly every Corona oil change. Yeah, that'd be crazy. Man. Wow. Things have definitely changed for the better in that regard. Less now you get all the stuff that you can't work on though. It's the opposite end. Yeah, next paycheck exactly. Yeah, it did auto renew. Yeah. I didn't know it would do that. Yeah, it auto renews Wreckish. That's what happens when you subscribe. A subscription is a renewing thing, man. I can't see. I literally try to save you this pain, Wreckish. I literally tried to save you this pain. Well, if you refresh, it may show it. But it also depends. No, because look, your sub anniversary is in 17 days. Now, listen. So your sub anniversary is in 17 days. So you're not going to be able to do it yet. You're not going to be able to like actually show the thing yet. How you doing, Panda? It's good to see you. Robbed. Golden Spot's like 90s to early 2000s. Those cars are simple enough and electronics are good enough to not immediately fail. A lot of the cars that or no, never mind. I think a lot of the cars that I was like watching people repair were older than that. Lincoln Point. I tried to save you, Ragish. I missed some messages, I think, though. Let me go back a little bit here. No, never mind. I didn't miss any messages. I thought I did. How you doing, Nicholas? Hey, look. It spawned again. Look at that. Panda, look. Did you know about the new pickup, Panda? Damn, that's crazy, Nicholas. That's crazy, dude. Let's see, what 5 times? Wait, how much do you have? How many ingots do you have? Oh, wow, okay. Well, you didn't have that much apparently to begin with, but feels bad, Panda. Panda gambled and I tried to help you, Panda. By the way, shout out to Muffin for resubscribing earlier today for a year. Thank you, Muffin. This guy subbed to me while I was offline. First time, I think, that anyone's ever done that. Thank you, Muffin, for being my first. It's not broken of a buff as you thought it'd be. Everyone is broke. 0 times 5 is still 0. You know, I tried to help everyone. I tried to help people. I subbed just now too against my will. Dude, you've literally brought that upon yourself. It's so sad. I tried to help you though. So this is the reader specifically. Let's see. So let's see. Exit features. Tire cans. Yeah, that's true actually. I think you can refund. Like I think you can cancel and get a refund if you just resubbed or something. Not sure how that works. Fake friend, if you do that. Nicholas, wait, I just thought about it. Are one of you guys gonna buy my Steam game, play it in under 2 hours, and then refund it? Great game, Tin. I loved it. Great game. By the way, I refunded it. Would be the first time, yeah. Uh, what do you mean? Wouldn't be the first time though that's happened? I do a pirate again. Yeah. Oh man. There's there's I was reading on there was a game dev post about a guy added a after like 2 hours or something of playing the game, if you pirated it, it would look to see, or he would determine whether or not you pirated it, if you did not have a Steam achievement that you got just by launching the game. Which, as far as I'm aware, there are a lot of things that can try and emulate the Steam API anyway, so you may actually be able to trick it at that point. But probably a lot of people aren't doing that. But anyway, so what it would do is it would check to see, that's the game you linked to me, right, Nicholas? Recently. It would check to see if you got that Steam achievement. If you didn't, it would be like, oh, okay, so you pirated it. And then it would spawn a massive wave of pirates in the game to just destroy your whole base. And so people were coming to his Discord saying, hey man, this is not balanced. What am I supposed to do when all these pirates randomly invade my base? And like, so, people knew, or, the guy obviously knew of like, okay, well, someone pirated it, but yeah. Anyway, so I thought I was like, oh man, pirated stuff's always such a tricky thing. Yeah, which you never responded to. I thought I responded. Mirror's Edge pirating? I don't think so. There's also another one I saw where if you pirated the game, the guy like just had a pirate hat on. There's literally just some guy in the game wearing a pirate hat. I thought that was funny. I mean, games in 2 hours to refund. Oh, I got you. $10 is not very good. I think if you really did not enjoy a game, that's tough because you still played the game, and like, I guess at that point it comes down to more of like are you paying to experience something? And if so, how do you feel that that's a risk to begin with, and that at that point you would not get your money back because it's a risk. You're investing in that experience. You're saying, okay, well, I'm accepting the risk of that. I may not enjoy this, so I'm going to buy it, whatever, right? Because they also still worked on it at that point. Marcus, thank you for the follow. Much appreciated. Welcome. But at the same time, like if someone played my game and they just really didn't enjoy it, I would want them to get their money back. I wouldn't want to keep their money because at that point, like, I would only want them to have paid for an experience that they enjoyed. Now if someone enjoyed my game and they refunded it because it was underneath that 2 hour mark, that wouldn't be cool. It's like, man, that sucks. That would just suck. How's it going, Marcus? Welcome. It may say your character slowed down to like 1 mile per hour right before jumping off something, so you just fell. That's funny. That's such a troll thing to do, though. Oh man. So I liked the classic game developer game where the pirates really got pirates, where the pirates really got pirates steal their game until the dev studio goes bankrupt. Oh yes, I know what you're talking about. Yeah. You're talking about the Game Dev Tycoon. You're talking about Game Dev. I know what you're talking about. You're talking about the Game Dev Tycoon game, where if they pirated it, pirates would steal their. That one I thought was very clever. I thought that one was absolutely hilarious and clever. Yeah. At a 45-minute unskippable cutscene movie. Oh man. That would be great. Wait a minute. I feel like at that point they're getting more value. All of a sudden, they're just getting more value out of it. Anyways, if I get that game, would you play it on stream without looking up anything beforehand? Uh, Twisted Gallery. Do you want me to just play? Yeah, sure. Yeah, yeah. Oh, from 2025. Disclaimer, Nicholas. I know that there's I know of the cat thing that comes from it. By the way, yeah, I know of the cat thing, but damn it, I'm sorry. Yeah, I never mind. All because of that. I'm sorry. I have don't forget, Nicholas. I have that song in my playlist. So, but yeah, pretty sure that's the only good thing about the game. It has decent reviews, but like the 45-minute cutscene, Badger Badger Mushroom in a loop. Uh, pretty sure, no way. You're kidding me. What is the coincidence? I swear to you that I did not choose this. I swear to you, no, yeah, it's, dude, I literally was telling you that I had this in my playlist. You'd think that I did that on purpose, and I promise I did not. I have no idea how that happened, but it's a happy coincidence. But it's a good song. Um, every review is talking about it. Yeah, yeah. I'm sorry to have ruined that for you, but yeah. Um, um. Oh, because this is different anyway. Right. Let's just like scoot that down, I guess. Let's think here. So, pistons with the media has included the equipment they brought. All right. Let's see. How do I want to do this? Because like one of the first things we want to do. Quarters. Deploy. Communicate with, inform. I don't want to call him team because I keep calling him team. Inform, say inform team or maybe everyone's always talking to Rakish. Maybe Rakish is the guy that you talk back to. And when you tell him that you need more ice platform, the factory must grow, he just cuts you off and you're gone. You know, no way to go home. For team of arrival and yeah, we'll say form team of successful arrival. This comes down to the technology of the actual station because our creators was crazy. Tay was in here earlier because I guess he switched to Windows 11. And he had a 3 a.m. IT question that I was not awake for. So he reamed me out earlier. Pretty funny. How are people? Well, I mean, a lot of people have wanted to switch, man. Even though it's I mean, aren't you supposed to have marginal? You're supposed to have marginally better performance, gaming performance on Windows 10 still, right? Than Windows 11. And so I think people were just putting off the EOL. That's stock versus stock. Should I have Windows 11 settings and assign Linux performance? I don't know enough about it. I don't know anything else about it other than just that I remember hearing that, you know, there's better performance right off the bat, but I'm sure I mean, unless there's like, you know, kernel changes and stuff that you just cannot avoid, then yeah, I can understand that you could get identical performance. I'll wait till Windows 12 or whatever. Yeah, there's straight to Windows 13 again. Straight to Windows 13, Jared. Drop some of the features that Windows 11 added? Yeah. Ooh, this is interesting. How mechanical. What does it mean? There's always someone. There's always someone using the, you know, the old stuff. Just like there's still Windows XP machines that, you know, I'm sure are being used in enterprise environments, you know. I only use wind blows for work, so it's not really useful for me. Yeah, that's fair. If I didn't want, or if I didn't play, like, you know, games, whatever else, for stream, whatever, you know, I mean, I could do like Wine, you know, on Linux, whatever else, right? But the plug and play nature of, you know, games, and, you know, again, I'm commenting from my perspective. I don't know enough about setting up, you know, Wine on Linux and everything like that to actually have or like Proton. I don't remember exactly what it is, to actually, you know, be able to play you know, game share compatibility layer on Linux. I don't know enough about that to really comment too much on that. I just know that, you know, the current setup that I have, that it's just been very easy to just stay on, you know, Windows. That said, I use WSL. I've used, you know, virtual machines because I want to develop in Linux. You know, when you program, when you do anything, man, it's just, I just love Linux. I absolutely love it. Coincidentally, I did have a Linux machine just completely die on me, which was very strange. I don't know what happened to that guy, but you know, I've never had a Windows machine just self-destruct. This Linux machine literally like self-destructed. I don't know what happened to it. You know, it's very strange. All of a sudden, the package manager gone. A lot of like the actual like tools and stuff gone. You know, all the binaries and stuff that the system actually kind of needs. You know, to try and fix itself when it was in that state gone. So I could not fix it. Like it's gonna be fragile. Yeah. So like, that's one thing I really like about just, you know, having a virtual machine for like a dev environment and stuff is that, you know, if something happens with it or whatever else, you could just, sounds like Linux. Yeah, it was very strange. I've only had that happen one time, and I was just, I don't know. I still don't know what to think about it because I don't understand how it could have happened. It only happens. Yeah, it was just the strangest thing though. Like, the package manager just randomly being gone, and like, so I couldn't do anything because like a bunch of the binaries and stuff were just screwed up. Like they were just it's almost like something overwrote them. It was really weird. Gentoo, yeah, this was Rel, I think, or Rocky. I don't remember. I think it was Rel or Rocky. Right now is a stripped Windows 11 config with all the security features ripped out. But I do love you cannot compete with although I'm sure Mac, you know, with their shell and everything, I don't think their setup seems to be it seems to be pretty nice for like development and everything as well. But I got to tell you, I absolutely love Linux for development though. Programming, everything else is just too good. Bazite? Never heard of that one. Unless Fragile being an immutable distro. I have heard of immutable distros, though. Fred somehow managed to delete System 32 and setting up a Minecraft server had Okay. Alright. I don't even know what to say about that. Hey man, did you get the Minecraft server up and running? The port opened and everything? Instructions unclear. Router's firmware has been corrupted, and my System 32 has been deleted. I see. Start the generator. I guess your first objective and stuff would be to get the weather station back online. So you'd have to perform. It'd be kind of cool to try and like start it, and it kind of starts and it shuts off. It has a bunch of problems, and then that's when you're like, yep, I'm just gonna have to try and like start repairing this without like power or whatever else. But I don't know if I want the generator to be more mechanical, so more like an engine or something, you know. Or if I want it to function more like just something more advanced technology-wise. Because at that point, you would just read the codes. Probably plug it in. You'd probably try and provide some like a auxiliary power or something and just read the codes. Nabara? Oh, there are quests in Arc Raiders? Is that a common theme in extraction shooters, or is that just that? I'll have to look at Nabara. I don't know if I've heard of that one either. Based on Fedora, huh? It is developed by Thomas Kreider, otherwise more colloquially referred to as Glorious Eggroll. Who's also widely known for developing Proton GE. Compatibility. Hey, Proton. See, I thought I remembered something about it. Basically, every extractor shooter has them. Interesting. So Bazite. Never heard of Bazite. The next generation Linux gaming. Interesting. They got a snazzy website, I gotta tell you that. Whoa. Yeah, I like the website. Interesting. I'll have to check it out. That's interesting. Yeah, I've never heard of Bazite. All right, ads need to run on the Twitch side real quick here, so I'll take a quick break so you guys don't miss anything. Get up, walk around, stretch my legs for a minute. And then we'll be back. We'll continue. Buff one robot. Ah, okay. Just so you know, 10 Linux struggles with any game that has an anti-cheat layer. Ooh. I guess that would be tricky, wouldn't it? That would be very tricky. Yeah. Especially like kernel layer anti-cheats. Like if it's designed for Windows and stuff. All right, I'll be right back. There we go. I am back. Thanks for waiting. Okay. Well, instructions unclear. Water refreshed. Coffee gotten. A little late for coffee, but that's okay. Nothing I haven't had before. You guys can see this okay, right? Coffee detected? Yeah. Are you a coffee drinker or anything, Jared? Pretty big on coffee, and I do love tea. But I've had coffee most of my life. Tea or Coke? It's fair. I don't drink a lot of soft drinks or anything, but I like Dr. Pepper the most, I'd say. I do enjoy a Mountain Dew every once in a while, but I haven't had actually Mountain Dew in a while, but I don't mind Coke either. Sometimes I want Coke specifically. Definitely more syrupy and stuff, but it's good. Diet Coke, yeah. Coke Zero. And Diet Dr. Pepper, yeah. Yeah. I try and if I'm gonna drink it, I try and just drink the normal stuff. I just try not to drink too much of it, you know. Just try to moderate myself if I can. Although I drink so much coffee and everything else that, you know. At this point, I wouldn't be surprised if my blood was coffee. I've been drinking it for most of my life. I think this is fine. Probably want to go into like the design. And maybe the we want to talk about the design, and we want to talk about like how to actually use it. Right? Are you still a mechanic, Jared? Well, I guess you never said you were a mechanic, but you said you worked on cars for 40 years, so I guess that's me assuming. Generator had a monitor engine would detect fuel pressure issues, missing spark and cylinder sensors. Yeah, well, that's the thing is like I don't know if I want to go that route where it's like more, it's you know like more mechanical in that nature, or if because I think that'd be cool because then you know you kind of have like these almost familiar issues to troubleshoot. You know, I'm not a true mechanic, I'm just a shade true guy. Gotcha. Okay. Cool though. Yeah. Um. Yeah, I'm not sure if I want to go like that route or if I want to go with like it's a different kind of technology. Could have the character mumble stuff. Gotta have the mechanic talk of just throwing out the terms, you know, using the terminology. I'm sure there's specific ways of saying stuff in more mechanical terms. It's like that speaks of like, this guy's not happy with what's happening right now. Check the fuel filter. Yeah, it'd definitely be cool for like if for that. Yeah, because there's that route. And there's the route of kind of like it's some kind of generator that you know it's you know it's more like futuristic or you know again with like still the like a steampunk kind of style. Um, and more like I guess you could say made up like error codes and problems and stuff like that. The armature's loose. What's Back to the Future use for their thing? Flux capacitors, right? The flux capacitors they're out of alignment, Flux, yeah. Spark plugs must be bad. Exhaust can be plugged. That would be pretty funny. Exhaust plug, like it's like weird shit. Like the exhaust is plugged, but like you pull it out, and it's like an actual like someone actually blocked it for some reason. That'd be cool. Ooh, that's interesting. Actually, maybe someone sabotaged it. Or the flex like magnets somehow have their fields torn off. So the flux like magnets somehow have their fields torn off. Like are you talking about like their polarization is messed up, or what do you mean by fields torn off? Flux is a term for magnetism. I didn't know flux was a term specifically for magnetism. That's interesting. I do like the word flux. I actually have thought about using it in different things before. Oh yeah, so there's there's different, I guess. Oh, interesting. Wait, OS Fluxion. This term was first introduced into differential calculus by Isaac Newton. Interesting. Trope for electronics. Damn squirrels, always one I hear. I mean, having lived with squirrels, around with dealing with squirrels for all my life, I can understand. It's always something, man. You have something. You have a plan outside. You got whatever it is outside. It's like something finds some reason to chew on it or something. It's horrible. We had a banana tree, and the squirrels would actually destroy the new growth, the new leaves and stuff as they came out. I don't know if they tasted like, I don't know if there's like high in water and like they would like, but I don't know how a squirrel would know about that for a banana tree, but I don't know. Or if it's like this smell, they were attracted to or what, but literally like the leaves would be like moving like crazy. I mean, it'd be a squirrel on top of the damn tree going crazy. I mean, it looked like a damn roller coaster or something. Like he was just going crazy. I just can't understand what leads a smell thing. Yeah, that's what I'd think too. What leads a squirrel to just be like, I am going for a ride on this banana tree to try and eat some of these leaves and stuff. I just don't get it. Playing up this with that things, yeah. Let me write down the one thing. Be troubleshoot. We'll say troubleshoot generator. Yeah, troubleshoot generator. I don't know. I don't know if how like. I guess. So do most OBD devices work based off of their own batteries, or do they work off of the battery of the vehicle? Because I believe the one I have is Mark Rover. Okay, I have seen It's funny you say that, Lucky. I have actually seen some Mark Rober squirrel videos where like the obstacle course and stuff with the squirrels. I have seen that. Ting, hello. They run on vehicle power? Yeah, so I guess one of the things I'm thinking about is if it runs off the vehicle power, how would it get power in this case to troubleshoot the generator? Although I guess the generator... Ooh. Wait, hold on. We got to charge the battery. Wait a minute. Wait, the battery's dead. The battery's going to be dead on this thing. How you doing, though, Ting? It's good to see you. How are you doing? It's the weekend, too. Are you excited? Please do check out Ting. She's super nice. 5 hearts under 1 roof. I saw you playing that. That is a like a romance game, right? Jenner has a battery? Yeah, so it'd have to in that case, I guess. Your ones have internal batteries? It's a dating game? How are you liking it? I work on cars, so I can provide some more insight. It depends on the device. Gotcha. Nice. Another car enthusiast. I like it. But yeah, welcome, Lucky. The first one is vehicle power. My current one is battery main device with Bluetooth dongle using vehicle power. I like the idea, I think, for the game, for it to be internally powered. Because otherwise you have to find an excuse. You probably don't have to, but I like everything I do to have some kind of explanation. And you know, I want there to be some actual reason as to why you do that in the game. I'm not a fan so much of like hand wavy stuff, you know, of like, oh yeah, it's got power, you know, whatever. It's so spicy. I was trolling. Oh no, it's I don't know if I want to ask how what do you mean by spicy, but I guess it can only be so spicy given the fact that you're streaming it on Twitch, right? So, well, the first thing that I do with the old cars start is change the battery. Yeah. So I think I'd like in this case for it to be internally powered. So let me write that down because but yes, Ting, brainstorming. Trying to figure out lay out a little bit more groundwork for the game here, so nothing too much, but enough for me to go, that's fair. That's fair. Can't wait for my game. Well, I appreciate it, Ting. Hopefully hopefully by 2030. Hopefully by 2030, so it'll happen. Surely. I got the Bluetooth model, which was a higher 2026. Surely. End of 2026, maybe. I got the Bluetooth model, which was a higher model Star Wars cable. I like the Bluetooth dongle. How does that work though? What does it connect to? Does it like? Oh well, I guess more modern cars will have like Bluetooth connectivity, huh? Connects to it when it's a tablet with a touch screen. Oh, so it's okay, so the unit itself plugs into the car, and then it has Bluetooth that talks to a tablet. Send you a link? Yeah, sounds good. You owned. Yeah, plans for the weekend, Ting? Surely you're going to play Arc Raiders, right? I don't know. Have you ever played an extraction shooter? Yeah, so it's a little thing that you plug in, right? Based on the Android multitasking operating system. Guess they could do more stuff with Android. Yeah, so it's like that's the little dongle thing that you actually like plug in, and then it connects to the actual device. Yeah, okay. Yeah. That's cool. That'd be pretty cool. Cause then I guess That'd be pretty neat. Interesting. Godot has his own power source, but still needs to talk with the engine control unit to get the codes out. Yeah. Okay. Allows you to talk to the vehicle up to like 20 feet away. Man, that's pretty nice then. As a little slot, the dongle can slide into a not in use. Oh, yeah, that'd be cool actually. From a game design perspective, I think that'd be pretty cool because then like you go up to like do something, right? You approach the generator or whatever. You like, you know, you slot it in, some kind of standard thing we have. You hook it in, you pull up your little, you know, tablet or whatever, and then you can actually like, you can actually, you know, see what's going on. That'd be pretty neat actually. Could always make it so like a tablet could be something a little bit more like primitive looking or something. Because I like the idea too of like having a like a handheld unit, like the ones that you just plug in, it reads directly from it. Why the heart rate monitor? Because coding gets me going. It's in a very intense activity for me. To answer your question seriously, Lucky, I just have it on. I play I do games and stuff too. You know, like yesterday, I think it was yesterday, I was playing Kazan, the first Berserker, and that game is pretty intense. It's like a Souls-like game, like Elden Ring, Dark Souls, stuff like that. So, you know, in that case, it makes sense to have it, but I just leave it up because why not? So that's basically it. So option one could be LBD consists kit consists of a read or a dongle that is plugged into in and connects a tablet. Got their tire pressure programmer tool, and like there's all over instances too. It's gonna be wild when we get to, oh, if we get to level of augmented reality for scan tools. I'm sure. Yeah, I mean, I imagine there are probably already prototypes of that kind of stuff. I mean, I'd imagine that's something that is currently being, you know, attempted. I would imagine, you know, being developed. But yeah, like I said, I imagine there'd be prototypes for that already. Maybe not out in the wild, but you know, proprietary prototypes, something that, you know, has been made in house and isn't released or talked about yet. So yeah, I like the idea. I actually like the idea of the tablet that you guys were talking about, because one of the cool things about that is if you're playing a game, maybe you forget what you actually need to do. You could actually just pull up the tablet at that point and wirelessly. There could be a out of maybe range kind of mechanic too. But thank you for the lurk, Ting. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your night, and good luck with the games and stuff if you're gonna go ahead and play. And don't Don't I was gonna say don't get too spicy, but I don't think that I don't think that it didn't really make sense. It didn't really the words did not arrive in time for me to convey what I properly meant. But anyway, alerting. Um but yeah, I like the idea of the tablet because then if you need to remember what you kind of what you want to do, you can just walk away. You could be walking away trying to do something and pull it up and be like, oh right, okay, I needed this or something. Then again, in the game, most often that's probably going to be communicated through your HUD or something like that. It's like an objective pop up or whatever. So, I think it was Mechanic Simulator that brought augmented reality to life for you. Oh, really? Does Mechanic Simulator have like kind of augmented stuff? Hmm. I guess one thing I just kind of thought about is I also need to be careful not to get too technical with this stuff because I know that I always like enjoy like technicalities and stuff and like getting kind of into it and sometimes I think something's super cool and then I show it and I'm like okay, this was not nearly as well received as I thought it would be due to the fact that like no one understands what is going on because I had so much like context already established. I think a long time ago, some sort of augment glasses. Mechanics were using them to look at wiring schematics and stuff. Yeah, I know there's some. Oh yeah, that's cool. I got you. Oh, so you can actually see. Yeah, you can see the belt and everything, huh? Huh. Yeah, that's cool. I always wanted to play that game, Mechanic Simulator too. Yeah, the augmented reality stuff's super cool though. That stuff's very very cool. Um, yeah, I really like this idea. It's more, I think I might just go ahead and say that it makes sense to stick with that. For the casual out there. You looking to assess more? Um, no, but it looks good. I didn't want to look at it too much because I also just kind of wanted to find out stuff as I went, but I guess I could actually look at a little bit of gameplay just to make sure that it's something I find interesting. But literally, the fact that you can have like a town and then you still go out and do stuff, I thought that was. I think that's a fun concept. I didn't ask Rakish about it. I did try it at some point with JC. We played about 30 minutes and we found out that was our fault, not the game. Why? Is it just not which, like... You open a chest, found an item, spawned a boss, huh? Oh, and destroyed our world. Oh, God. Okay. So you guys, stopped after that? Oh, you played that game, Jared? So why did you you guys used an item, destroyed your world, and you're like, this game is just not it? And you quit? Oh man, you didn't give it another chance, huh? You didn't try it. Our patience is thin. Oh, trust me, Nicholas. I know. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. That was a joke. That was a joke. I'm just playing. I'm just playing, Nicholas. When Kazania, oh god. Oh no. Oh no, he's in. Um, yeah, I forgot you sent me that driver. It's over, man. Yeah, it all happened through the mouse. Next mouse is gonna make you mauled. It made me mauled. Oh god. Hold on, Rakish. But it lacks explanation or intuitiveness for most things. I had a guy, and frankly, I didn't enjoy it too much. It's not bad. It's like Chrono Trigger with a lot of moving parts. I don't know. I've never played Chrono Trigger. Yeah, Rakish. So I asked, I look at the game we're talking about, Necess, as I imagine how you say it, Necesse. I don't know if you mentioned or if I even asked, but what program are you using to write that out? I'm currently in the process of blueprinting game idea, but I don't think Trello is the best choice. I would definitely not recommend Trello for blueprinting a game idea. Well, first let me answer your question. Sorry, Obsidian. This program's Obsidian. It's a free to use program. You can pay for cloud storage, and more specifically, I also use the Excalidraw extension, which Excalidraw is another free to use software. You could probably pay for it too. I'm not sure. But I wanted to go ahead and tell you that I also use Excalidraw with it because it's just very nice for like drafting stuff. Because I think it's important to draw things out and see it. So I'm trying to get better at doing that. So yeah, Obsidian, and I'd recommend the Excalidraw plugin. I do think Trello is really good though for like keeping track of like bugs and maybe like feature like kind of like higher level features and stuff like that you want to implement. I don't know what works best for you. That's just my opinion. So I just have a general GDD up for like a GDD template. I don't even know where I got this from, but if you want this template, just let me know. I can send it to you. But yeah, it's just like I think a generic GDD template. So it made Bloodwash made a new game. Skin Freak? Oh god. Haven't I seen this? I think I've seen this game. No, I haven't. Okay, I have. I've seen. Well, I've seen the game like. I don't know. I've seen like I know I've seen gameplay of this. Maybe it was just a demo that I saw someone do. Freakazoid. What is Freakazoid? Oh, a TV show? Sounds familiar, but I don't know. What's this from? Oh, okay. I've seen this guy. Well, it stopped airing before I was even born, so I think I don't know if I don't know if I've ever watched it. There may have been like a repeat thing on it at some point that I watched, but I'm not sure. A CS Pro. That's how it goes. You ask a question. There are many different answers. I said in Looney Tunes. Yeah, that's completely fair. Yeah, I do love Looney Tunes. Can't go wrong with some Looney Tunes. I love Tom and Jerry, Courage the Cowardly Dog. Dude, I watched so much Courage when I was younger. I loved Courage, man. So good. Courage, poor doggo. Yeah. I remember thinking the garden one. There's one with like or it was like a garden or something where you could just like eat so much of the. I don't know. I remember them eating a lot, like the vegetation and stuff or something, but like it ended up, being aggressive or whatever. But like, I remember liking the concept. I'm like, damn, those greens look so good. I'm like craving, like, just like it. I don't even know how to describe it. Flapjack, yeah, Flapjack was definitely a strange show. I watched some Flapjack when I was younger, not a whole lot, but the way Courage was drawn was so horrifying. Yeah, the art style is very cool. Yeah, it's yeah. The one with the heart and stuff was so. The one with the heart was so strange. God, the one with the heart, man. Do you know which one I'm talking about? There was like a heart. It's like underground or something. It was like in this like. I don't know if it was a restaurant or what, but it was like underground, and there's like. I don't even remember what it was. Ren and Stimpy along with Cow Chicken were some of the truly unhinged shows. I think I've seen maybe a little bit of Return the Slab. Is that what it was? Is that what it was like themed around? Return the Slab or Some of My Curse? Oh, Return the Slab. Oh, that guy. Oh my god, yeah, that thing was creepy as hell too. This I love how bad it looks now. Like like the CGI, like it looks rough, but like it was it was. So you did a 4-day game jam with a group of 4, and our group nearly dropped out because we didn't have an in-goal insight till like day 2. And this would have been great to have. Also, the game was bad. I had to keep cutting ideas by the end. I didn't really have gameplay. Well, I'm sure you learned a lot from it, which is what matters, right? I'm sure the experience that you gained was invaluable from it. And yeah, speaking specifically to having like an end goal, I need to figure out what the ending of this game is going to be. But yeah, that's why I wanted to go ahead and start working on this, because I've heard people say that it's very important to kind of lay out everything, get a general idea of things, and then kind of proceed from there. Because I also started by making a game template. It's like a main menu, store settings, all that kind of stuff. And so I already have that. So I made the menu first, or like the underlying template kind of first. But then I figured it's actually time to start working on the actual game part, So sounds good, Gexico. Appreciate you, man. Have a wonderful night. Yeah. Yep. I may stream tomorrow, but if not, or if I don't see you, then I'll definitely see you Sunday. So take it easy, Gexico. Thanks for hanging out. I'm glad you got to experience the new pickup. Me too. See? It's real. I told you it's real. I'm glad just doubling the chances for it to spawn was enough, so that's good. Coincidentally, I accidentally started the overlay twice today. And it spawned both times immediately. So that was kind of funny. But for anyone who's new and doesn't know what I'm talking about, this I don't know if you can see you can see my cursor right now. This is actually an overlay I built in Godot. So like I could actually like spawn a drink, and that just spawned. So but yeah, this is an actual like little game overlay made in Godot. So I added a new pickup that was really rare chance to spawn, and so we were joking about it. But I was gonna order a topping DX. What? Oh, DAC. On them for exploding. Okay, well, I don't think you should get that, eh? A DAC exploding? What is happening? Severe circuit issue. Good lord. To pop. Well, Yeah, maybe for the best money on battery shorts. Yeah, that's not good. Supercorp? Why is that? Kind of Supercorp? Oh my god, that's what, okay, Jared. Dude, I was thinking in my I was not thinking of anime. I was literally thinking of I was literally like in the like corporate mechanical like kind of mentality. I was not even thinking about that. I forgot you watched anime. Okay, yeah. No, that I got you now. No, that's completely fine, Jared. I'm right there with you. My Rakesh has experienced the flow of my mind before, and he has questioned many things. As Patrick said, the inner machinations of my mind are an enigma. So, might get something by feel. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah, I haven't had really any problems with my deck, other than like sometimes it having some interference problems. But then again, I don't know. It's worked for a long time. I don't touch it. I just hope, you know. So, although then again, the only thing using my deck is my microphone at this point. So, because your microphone doesn't use your DAC, right, Nicholas? I do have a custom theme on Obsidian as well, Loki. So, um, mine's gonna look different than yours, just so you know. Also, I'm using Vim mode. I don't know if you are a Vim enjoyer. Maybe you're an Emacs enjoyer. Maybe you're not either. But they have a Vim mode built in, and it works really well. So I need my Vim bindings. Once you go Vim, you don't go back, or at least using your keyboard to navigate stuff. I don't want to alienate Emacs enjoyers. I can understand either one. Having never used Emacs, I could still be like I could still respect it. Let's go back down real quick. So I think that's cool, but I'll leave both on here for now. Okay, so let's go back up to the objective, or down the objective. Troubleshoot generator. So let's make this its own subsection. My new headphones that I never used are for you. Right. Forgot about that. Please don't remind me of. I'm gonna message Builder. I'm gonna message Builder and I'm gonna tell him that you need to use your. He needs to remind you that you need to use your headphones too. So troubleshoot generator. What's he gonna do? He's gonna pester you just like me. Place generator battery. Let's see. Do we bring a battery? Manual starting options for some engines. I guess you could try and like turn it over manually or something, but it'd probably be pretty difficult, right? Because you have to turn it over pretty fast, right? That thing spark, fuel, air, compression timing. Something is gas, yes, yeah. If it's diesel, you can skip spark. Diesel engines, what? Will they work off purely off compression? I don't remember if I know they work differently. Yes, okay. Yeah, I knew they worked differently. I couldn't remember if it was purely off compression or not. I love you. You want to get started? Oh, this is a hot bulb. Ooh, okay. Interesting. I'm just thinking about, so yeah, I don't really know what other kind of generator types there are. Because if there's gas, I don't really know how I feel about a gas generator thinking about it, because it's like, if you're there for a long time, I guess there could be like an underground tank. And then like, you know, there's plenty of fuel. Diesel runaway is a real thing and most of the time don't stop. Interesting. Yeah, that doesn't sound good. I guess if it works purely off compression, yeah, if you don't stop like the sparks, then most generators are diesel since diesel doesn't go as bad as fast. Yeah. Gotcha. I'm just thinking about right now of like, I don't know what yeah, the starve the air. Diesel becomes gel. Or unload them to stall. Gotcha. I'm just thinking about whether or not, like, what kind of what would make sense. This may be where I have to just be like, yeah, this is some kind of like steampunk style generator where there are these things that you need. Maybe there's just a smaller like gas generator that literally you just start, and it is required in order to charge something, maybe to actually begin some kind of like almost like a fusion process, where, you know, it's like some kind of sustainable process, and that's the actual power. But you need to troubleshoot the primitive generator. You're like, man, this little guy, please just work. I need the big guy online. How in depth do you know the repair mechanics? I want the mechanics to be immersive, but I don't want people to be stuck in like mechanic mode. Like I don't want to be too detailed for them. I'd like it to be immersive and fun, you know, and interesting, but not I don't really know where that line's drawn, cuz again, I like the technical aspect of, you know, side of things. So that's definitely something to think about. But again, yeah, I mean the goal is just that they provide immersion, but not like they provide immersion and a platform by which things can happen. So like you got to go replace something, some event happens while you're going to replace it. You know, there's something that happens as a result. They're called pony motors. I guess that it's like a pony motor because it's just the small motor to get it going. Old cat dozers used a pony motor gas to run the diesel to get it running. I guess that makes sense because you wouldn't want to have to worry about the maintenance of the small engine as much, so you just go with like the simpler gas engine, and then that way it runs the more, I guess, reliable bigger engine. Because aren't diesels considered to be more reliable as long as they're taken care of? It was because electric motors couldn't be made big enough. Yeah, that's kind of scary. But I guess if you're trying to turn, man, that's crazy considering how strong electric motors could be. When you're consuming 10 plus horsepower to turn over a motor for a start, yeah, that's crazy. Good lord. Let me think here. I guess like To elaborate a little bit more, Loki. Excuse me. It would be more of like a click and replace kind of thing instead of a take off like individual screw. I mean, I could see like some of that happening, but it wouldn't be super in depth. It definitely wouldn't be super in depth. It'd be like a high level kind of thing, you know, of like, oh, take the plate off. Oh, take this component out. Oh, swap this component in, put the plate back on. All right, you're done. You know. There's some of the like electrical components, mechanical components. If you want to keep it simple, yeah. Well, let me ask you, as opposed to what then? Because I guess like if you like electrical component and mechanical component to me would encapsulate everything. So like what does that not encapsulate then? Other insane options that they were air starters. So like it that works off compressing it, and then it utilizes the compression to try and get something going. Like releasing the compression, like the compressed air or something, and to actually like move something in order to get going. Carburetor is a mechanical component which works off several very small bits of sync in order to essentially drip fuel an engine. Yeah, I didn't realize that was all a carburetor was until not long ago, having watched some of the, you know, like the repair videos and stuff where the guy actually, you know, it's like he swapped out. It's that Simon guy that I actually showed sent you, I think, Jared, where he swapped out the fuel injection system for a carburetor. You plan on having limited resources scavenging mechanics? So the scavenge, yeah. So I guess in a way, you would need to go back into the. So essentially, what this is gonna be is kind of like this. Let me. Yeah. Get an excuse to use Excalibur again. Wait, hold on. I thought there was a way to like. I don't want to do dark mode. Let me just duplicate this. Wait, no, I need to copy this. Delete. I will say one of my complaints about this is when you click it, you see the white flash. I don't like that. I'm not sure why that happens, but it's unfortunate. Okay. So it's gonna be like this basically. Wow. I just drew that square. It must be the new mouse. That's not a bad square. Normally, I can't do that. Anyway, I'm patting myself on the back real quick. But anyway, so like it's gonna be a compound. Where you're at here, Lucky, you know, there's gonna be another. Oh God, okay, it was short lived. You know. It's gonna be like the actual weather station building, which is gonna be more like here. Maybe like the power over here to kind of keep it in case there's like a fire or something. Maybe keep it away or whatever. You know, maybe some stuff over here. But so yeah, like if you do have to repair something here, you would probably have to go into the building. Maybe there's, you know, like a storage shed nearby for components and stuff that both buildings need, because in here maybe you just want to keep kind of stuff that is more like scientific, you know, don't like it's like white coat stuff, you know, only stuff that pertains to, you know, the kind of science side of things. So there would be the scavenging mechanic in that regard. It wouldn't be scavenging. so much as just you kind of have an idea based on like some kind of guide or whatever of where you need to go. So let me catch up here on chat. So stupidly complicated, not intuitive fix. Really? I didn't know. I thought carburetors were supposed to be simple to fix, but that was my impression purely off just seeing it done. There are a lot of small components. I can definitely understand why that is not the case after all. So carbs also keep your intake valves clean. Really? I guess because it's doing the intake at that point. So you have like 1 point. So the air star, by the way, basically comes in two forms. One is a small motor like an air drill. The other pushes air into the cylinder to force movement. Interesting, air drill. Port injection is something we need to have brought back. I'm glad my car with a busted transmission is port injected. Port injected, huh? I don't know. I don't think I know what port injected is. I'll have to look at that. Port injected. Oh, so. Oh, interesting. So port injection injects into the intake valve, but then fuel injection would do it directly into the cylinder. Interesting, gotcha. Port is the best of both worlds. Oh, like a carburetor versus the direct fuel injection. Huh. It gets combustion gases back into the intake and loads it with oily residue. PCV system? Does that still talk about the port? Positive crankcase ventilation? Hmm. So I guess that like supposed to help get rid of the excess emissions from inside the engine. So I guess it runs better because it's actually burning like the proper mixtures continuously. Like it's more controlled that way. Basically, engine makes combustion pressure seeps past rings into the crankcase. Huh. Better aerosolization than direct. Better fuel economy than carburetor. And it cleans those ports so it stays breathing easier. Interesting. Old engines had a dump tube to vent gases to atmosphere, huh? But then all that's changed because of emissions, like emission regulations and everything. For port injection. Interesting. Huh. So how does it clean the port though? If the gas is injected at a higher point, it touches more at that point. I guess because gasoline kind of is At least I've seen people use it as a cleaner. I don't know if I don't know if saying it this way is dumb or not, but is it because gasoline is essentially can be used as a cleaner and it's put up higher into the valve at that point? Yeah, okay, so it's because of excess. Yeah, okay, so that is why. Interesting. That's kind of crazy. You just inject it up further, and you're like, hey, don't mind if I do. I'll take the pros. I guess that helps keep your valves clean and everything too, huh? Hmm. It's pretty cool. I did not know about port injection. That is a cool thing. So why did they go away from port injection? Okay, so GDI is gasoline direct injection. So that's what it's called. So is it called a GDI system, or is this just is GDI a way that the engine's actually built? Because I've seen the direct inject like lines that you can just literally systems that you can literally put on and take off a car if you wanted to. The reason so is engine knockdown. You can inject fuel after max cylinder pressure. Basically, make fire after knock would normally occur. So allows more compression, valve timing stuff. The direct injection one. I guess because you have more control at that point, because it's just direct into the cylinder. Called a sports car, so people can't complain about putting regular octane. If gasoline ignites too soon, it forces the forces act against the cylinder's movement. This is the knock. Oh, okay, gotcha. Huh. All right. I snoozed ads for as long as I could here. I'm gonna take a quick break while 3 minutes ads run. Keep your rolls out for everyone. I'll take a quick break so you guys don't miss anything. And afterwards, I'll be right back. All right, one sec. Alrighty, thanks for waiting here. Back, sorry about the ads. I hate to run them, man. Or I hate to have them run, but it's important to keep pre-rolls out for everyone. I try to take breaks anytime time I can, you know, whenever they're gonna run, so you guys don't miss anything. Alrighty. I didn't know. Yeah, I was wondering. I mean, I've heard about engine knock before and stuff, but I didn't know. I thought it was a literal. I thought it was literally something hitting. Like I thought it was actually something like the timing rod. I think they're called timing rods. Like I like, to me, I was like, oh, okay, maybe that's like hitting something, and that's why it sounds weird or whatever. Like the knocking, you know. Oh, there are two types. Timing chain or belt. Valves is probably what you mean. Yeah, whatever the there's no timing rod? It's the timing rod, right? Rod bearings? I don't know enough about the stuff to describe it to you properly. Like I can't tell you where I saw it rod knock. Maybe yeah. It's very loud. In low oil situations, you can usually hear lift or collapse, which sounds like rapid ticking noises. Yeah, the older car we have has done that before. Or it's done that when it's cold. Sorry, correction. It's done that when it's cool, you know, much colder out. I say cold, but you know, it's Florida cold, so. Um, I need to make sure I don't get too in depth in this because I don't want to make this too much of a I don't want to make I don't want to lose sight of the original goal of making a scary game. It's gonna be advertised as a psychological horror game, and you could be like, ah, yes, the real psychological horror. Try to figure out why this pony generator won't start. The game may be alright, but that yeah. An aircraft, they call that an APU. Yeah, auxiliary. Yeah, I kind of wanted to call it an auxiliary generator because it sounds cooler than pony generator, but I may still call it an auxiliary generator. I mean, the thing is though, is that aircraft, I guess that makes sense in aircraft to call it an APU though, because it's literally just providing the power at that point. But for a pony generator's sole purpose though is to not necessarily provide power to anything, but rather to just start the main engine, or does it provide power stuff too? What the? That's, holy, that's crazy, Loki. Fly into their oil pen. I don't even know how any of that could happen. I don't know enough about it, but that sounds like a very unfortunate series of events. The APU for aircraft provides startup air since aircraft turbines use air motors to. Aircraft turbines use air motors to run up the larger turbines, called bypass air. Like a really large air drill with a reduction gearbox. So the APU is still a. I actually never really thought about that. Huh. It's like a primer, yeah. Essentially a generator, but also a turbine motor. Interesting. So that's all battery powered then. So it's all battery power, and then it's charged. So it functions similarly like a car battery, basically. Like its function is to get it going, and then it's charged. I guess using the aircraft's equivalent to an alternator. I guess could just be an alternator at that point, right? The APU is an electric start, right? So it'd have to be battery powered though. Either onshore power or offshore battery. Gotcha. Or onboard battery. Yeah, okay. I never really thought about that. Like I was just like, yep, airplanes have power. I never really thought about like, oh yeah, well, wait a minute. The engines could be off, or the engines are off for a while until you actually take off. Huh. Interesting. Yeah, I never really thought about that. I guess that can make sense because the turbines, in order to actually get them started. Yeah, huh, man. You never realize how complicated some things are. If you're taking a commercial flight, you'll notice the HVAC system suddenly go off. Interesting. This is when the bypass air switched to power up the start of the main motors, and then it comes back on after they're started. Yeah, yeah. I wonder what that was for. Fumes with the generator. So the generator is stored in the back, or is that just run along the side? So is running its own bypass air. Oh, I guess because at that point, oh, interesting. So it could run its own bypass air. Yeah. Oh, interesting. So the APU turns on the bypass air for the turbine. Once the bypass air is on, the turbine's able to start. Then the turbine powers its own bypass air, and then or its own little mini turbine thing, and then the APU just can begin being charged or whatever else. Things on airplanes that deliver redundant systems. Yeah, I mean, interconnected. Yeah. Burn a dinosaur. Two backups per system. I think it's like two or three. It's like two or three. Oh yeah, two backups. Yeah, so three systems total. Right. Yeah. That's what I remember hearing. Is like there's like 3 points of failure, or like yeah, there are three things that have to fail for something to be completely gone for an aircraft. It's insane. The aircraft is sealed. Yeah, the HVAC has run off pressure drop in the engine from what I remember. It's not like a true HVAC like normal things. Interesting. I guess whatever you could take advantage of at that point. Yeah. I'm gonna actually call it dogs. What am I heading to auxiliary? I missed the. Nah. Let's troubleshoot auxiliary generator. Oh wait, this is not it. Wait. Oh, I don't have a thing for it. I'm just gonna call OBDR. And then at this point, you'd either retrieve the stuff. Yeah, I guess you'd retrieve the stuff from inside the place if you needed to replace something. Place components. Start. Generator. Oh. I wonder if it should charge something up and like you have to wait, or like it charges something up for a little while and then that's like you just actually start the main generator, or if it just is used to turn over like or the actual mechanical output of the engine is able to start the other generator immediately. Emergency power mode, limited power devices to full main power. That would be cool. Because things could actually happen where you actually play off of that as well, like changing like power modes and stuff. So I guess for that you'd probably have some kind of battery, because you'd want it to charge some kind of battery to have a backup, some kind of buffer. Unless just the health of the engine, or rather the level of the mechanical output, would determine what stage you're at, whether it's emergency or limited or full. Well, emergency power system has a switch to put it into main mode. It could, yeah, okay. So it could be like it could be a switch that you have to like manually do for safety purposes too. Like it's not like a digital switch or anything. It's something that has to be physically thrown, like a breaker. One that isolates the emergency generator from loading on the main components. Hey Ko, how's it going? Welcome back. How's your stream? Ragish, can you give Ko a shout out, please? It was good. Nice. What were you doing? I'm doing well, Ko. Thanks for asking. We're just having some fun brainstorming. Jared's giving me some excellent ideas, and Loki. Fall. Oh, you're playing Fall Guys, really? Who are you playing with? Zay, nice. You call me? Sorry, Loki. I was just saying that you and Jared were giving me good ideas. I was talking to Co. Apologies. Watching a breakdown of a virus's code. Biology's insane, man. That's another thing you never realize how complicated it is some of that stuff. Oh, computer's virus code. Okay, gotcha. I thought you meant like the genetic like genetic code of a virus. Computer virus code's kind of crazy too, though. The cryptography stuff's definitely very scary. Not want to fall victim to that kind of thing. Let's. Hold on, Lena. These three-way throw switches. Oh, it's okay. Three-way throw is in there are three like actuation, not actuation points. Three just. Ah, yeah. Okay, I could see the knobs. Okay, I could see the little knobs. Yeah, 3 positions. Thank you. I don't know why I couldn't think of 3 positions. Yeah, yeah, that's cool. Load 1 off, load 2. Oh, so you're saying load 2 could be reverse? Oh, gen 1 off, gen 2. Oh. So in this case, it'd be off. Or it could be like emergency. So off is emergency because that generator wants to start up and power emergency systems. And then it could be limited. And then it could be powering the big generator full. Are you talking? Or would this be after the full generator? Off is like a safety? Yeah. Emergency would be one of the positions? Okay, that's what I was wondering, yeah. Alright, listen. Hear me out. Instead of a 3-way switch, it's a 4-way switch. And it's off. It's off emergency limited full. Call it a day. I'm for it. Yeah. Emergency. Yeah, I heard that. I like the idea of like a 4-way switch. Battery buffer. No, there wouldn't be a battery buffer, probably, right? I'm thinking too much in terms of factorial. In larger power systems, you have to pressurize a button. Throw the arms for connecting. Power system, you have to pressurize a button. It's like a little pump. It's pretty neat. So you have to pressurize a button to throw the arms. So you physically cannot throw an arm if it's not pressurized. Oh, you want to switch this? Okay, so so that makes sense. So like, so okay, because you literally wanted to change positions as fast as possible. Basically, they use pneumatics. Okay, that's cool. That'd be kind of cool. So you have a little Rakesh, are you ready? Rakesh, you're ready to help me 3D model all this stuff, right? Rakesh, listen. We need to prime our four-way switch needs to be able to be pneumatically primed. Okay. All right. This is for the auxiliary generator, Rakesh. All right. Listen. We still gotta work on the big generator. Dude, there's a helicopter startup video that I watched a long time ago on YouTube, and dude, the amount of knobs and like things that this guy was like pumping and flipping, it was insane. But he was like actually physically like pumping things. It was like an old like Russian helicopter or something, but it was just crazy. Remember Jurassic Park when she's restarting the power and has to pump the switches? No, I don't. Okay, pump the primer handle. Oh, they literally have a This is an old thing. Where does my memory go? It's a Factorio, of course. I have to remember everything else, man. Watch vid, yeah. Interesting. So, I understand now. Okay, I was confused. I understand now that it's Okay, so I understand now. So you use the buttons to change the phases of the switch. And you just always have to prime it in order to in order to actually change the phase to begin with. I was thinking of having to prime it in order to actually be able to change the thing because it was like a pneumatically assisted phase change when throwing it, which I guess you could do, but probably would maybe make sense to do that. So I gotcha. Huh. Okay. That's pretty cool. Sure. Pump, or we could say prime, because it's called what exactly was it called? So it's just called, it's, you know, yeah, I shouldn't say anything. Timing rod, that's the wrong thing. There we go. Pump the primer. So you just call it pump the primer handle, okay. I guess it makes sense to say pump the primer. Even though it's a little weird. Okay, I feel like something else should happen here. Yeah, there's something else should happen here, I guess. Because then we want because that's like a full thing. I I guess we would just want to say check everything, because there'd probably be something to maybe a little bit more. Yeah, okay, so we could I wonder if this would be the OBD though. I wonder if the OBD would maybe we just go to another terminal at this point. We go to something else that's powered through the emergency power stage or something. Because my thought process is that we may need to do something before, like repair something or something like that, before we change from emergency to like limited power, right? But that may not necessarily be the case. If it is the case, though, where would you get the information from and what you need to repair? Because the auxiliary generator would not care what you need to repair. It cares about itself. So you could always go to another terminal or something. I think maybe that. Locate emergency null to diagnose further. Did you say diagnose further repairs? Okay. Okay, so let's say like 4, yeah. Okay. Then we want to say let's say this. What? What? Yank. Why is it not copying? There we go. Weird, it wasn't wanting to yank it. So we could say repair emergency systems. Okay. Log out of console. Yeah, initiated. Okay. Hey, there we go. Instead of introduce mechanic 1, that could just be it. All right, yeah, this just flows right into what we were doing before. Ooh, this is coming together, man. It's coming together. Okay. I need to kind of figure out the layout too. Let's rename this to like. Hold on, Lena. We'll rename this to like. Layout. We'll just call it layout. Oh, Lena. You need something from me? Hold on. All right. Well, I think I'll call things here since the dog also needs me. But that was a lot of I am really happy with. I'm really happy with how things are going here. This is cool. I like it. I like it. But yeah, thank you guys so much for hanging out, Jared. Thank you again so much for the all the excellent ideas, and you as well, Lucky. Much appreciated. And again, Marcus, thank you for the follow. Let us find someone to raid. Yeah, much appreciated, Jared. Thanks for hanging out, man. I don't know why. And Lucky, thank you very much for the follow. Welcome again, much appreciated. Yeah, Co, thanks for hanging out, buddy. I'm glad you had a good stream. I'll have to see what you're doing on Fall Guys, but hey, I don't know if anyone wants to mine. We do have the new pickup there. I wonder what multiplier it is. Find someone to raid here. Let's see what. Hey, 4 times. That's pretty good, Co. You might be kind of rich now. Maybe you're kind of rich, man. Let's look for someone else to raid in the game dev category. We can find someone. Yes, enlisting creates your vault. You are also stuck forever. Lucky. Never mind then. Lucky. Hear me out. Hear me out. Listen. I have it where literally all it does is create your vault. I just have it where it doesn't automatically like keep track of people's points. That's it. So if you enlist, then you can actually mine, and it's your little guy goes across the bottom. This, I don't know if you were here, by the way, when I said this is my first and only project that I've made so far in Godot that could be classified as a game. So I don't know if you heard me talking about that, but it's it was a lot of fun to make. Look at that guy. He's got his own custom minecart. That guy's given me so much trouble over the years. Oh, Zozo's playing, or not playing. Oh my god, Zozo's streaming again. Hold on, chat. Let me just check a couple people's streams here. I did Godot dev for that game jam so I could offer some help if you ask. Not normally a Twitch guy, but chat GPT on me line in the beginning. Not normally a Twitch guy. Do you do YouTube, or are you just not much of a kind of like a I was gonna say I guess live stream consumer, if you will, not a streamer watcher. Yeah, that's completely fair. Yeah, I mean, hey, if you ever want to talk about Godot, I'm more than happy to chat with you about it. I've been doing Godot stuff for like. Let me show you real quick. I've been doing Godot stuff for maybe like I don't remember when I started this, like a year and a half. You can see that I have some projects. If you can actually see that, I'm not sure. Yeah, so you can see I have some projects. Like this is the call to mind overlay. That's the overlay that I'm talking about. But this Godot template here. So this is the most complicated thing I've ever made. Oh yeah, I was working on getting some support stuff working for so if I started here. Yep. So yeah, it should work. You should see it. Hold on. Oh, I had it in the wrong. There you go. Yep. There you go. You can color the files. Yes, you can color the files. If you go over here and you literally just right click and you can do set folder color. Yep. Yeah. So I color all my files. You know, to help me like visually just identify which ones are which. You know, pretty quickly. So yeah, so you can color the files. But yeah, so like for example, it's windowed right now. Let me change the board list windowed. I have a confirmation kind of settings thing. You can change all this kind of stuff. There is a FPS counter which you can see in the top right here, or that's FPS limit actually, which I'll keep on. The thing was messed up for some reason there. I have an FPS counter. The label's missing. Not sure what happened to the label here. But anyway, I digress. Working audio things. So like, you don't hear anything. You don't hear anything. I turn it back up. You can hear whatever. More recently, so like I do have some things here. Oh yeah, I was adding some like hints for what binding types are actually accepted. So in this case, it's mouse or keyboard. That was pretty cool. Obviously, this is using Godot's built-in kind of thing. So that's just like the stringified version of that input action, so or input event. So obviously, like that's it's a little too long. But anyway, yeah. So literally, just that's about it. This is the extent of what I got. Doesn't seem like much on the surface, but it has been a lot of fun, and I need to find out why. This happened here. But yeah, anyway, so that's like kind of the extent of you know, some of my Godot stuff, you know, is the overlay thing and this and whatever else. So but yeah, I'd love to I've really enjoyed Godot. If you if like I said, you ever want to chat about it or something, you know, more than happy to. It's great engine, a lot of fun. All right, we'll raid Zozo again. She's working on, what's she doing? Super important town hall meeting. Learning level design, whiteboxing, paper maps. Yeah, so she's working on something called Zozo Land. Zozo Land is her like little sandbox area that she was working on, kind of getting things going for that. What is actually, hold on, let's check one thing real quick. Oh, wait, Ting's? Okay, hold on, wait. Maybe we should rate Ting. Ting's playing Crash Out Crew, which is this new thing. All right, I already said I was gonna raid Zozo, so I'll raid Zozo. Hold on, Lena. Lena is destroying my feet right now because she has mole rat feet, man. I swear. She's a good dog though. All right. Anyway, yeah. Again, pleasure. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. Appreciate all the input. It's invaluable to me. I mean, really, I really do appreciate it. I mean, it is very meaningful to me. So thank you very much for taking your time to do that, and I really appreciate it. I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. I may see you tomorrow. We'll see. I'll definitely see you Sunday for some Factorio stuff. We'll continue our Space Age playthrough, which will be a lot of fun. But yeah. Have a wonderful night, Co. Appreciate you, buddy. But yeah, have a good night. And like I said, maybe see you tomorrow. Definitely see you Sunday.